This week on Country Music Junkies, we have a new artist to introduce you to. I'm so pleased to be joined by Marc Daniels. Marc, how's it going?
Really good, Patrice. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm awesome, and you are so welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Really pumped to talk about some new stuff going on with you. I want to first start with kind of taking our listeners back to the beginning for you. When you decided to make music a career, why country music, and kind of tell us a little bit about your start.
Sure, yeah. So I got started about 10 years ago, and like most musicians, we kind of all start somewhere, whether it's, your garage band with your buddies or, singing in the shower karaoke. But for me, actually, I was in a cover band for years.
Oh, cool.
When I first got started. And it's a great, when you talk about the transition to country, the good thing about being a cover band is you get to try out a lot of different styles of music. And so it just, over time, it kind of gradually seemed like a really good fit for me, the country music genre. And I'm from a smaller town, eastern Washington, Spokane, and it's very rural out there, so a lot of the country elements of that country music were part of my daily life growing up. So it just kind of made natural sense. So I've really been in multiple bands over the years, but I kind of hit a point in my life where I decided, hey, why not country? This is something I've always thought about doing, and I originally done a lot of rock albums in the past, and it just seemed like a natural fit for me.
That is really cool. Now, when you were developing your country sound, are there any influences that you brought with you into that, or have you developed kind of a new take on country?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the challenge that all artists have today is how do we maintain a country sound that's still being accessible to today's generation, right? Because country music has changed a lot. Rock music has changed a lot. And in some ways, country is more rock now than it's ever been. And so to answer your question, some of the artists I kind of took cues off of, I took both a classical approach and a contemporary approach. So if you listen to the starting line, you'll see there's a lot of rock poppiness to it for some of the more modern artists like Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton, Florida Georgia Line were strong influences of me because these are the guys that are popular today, and the sounds that they bring to country music, it really embodies a full spectrum of country that it enables pop elements and rock elements. But at the same time, I also took a lot of heavy influences off some of the classical or more artists from the past, like Brooks and Dunn or John Michael Montgomery or Garth Brooks, which were the country music artists that I grew up with. So really the whole goal was to try and create a combination, a collection of sound that took contemporary elements but also blended in classic country elements to it. So I wasn't completely abandoning country music fans, but at the same time tending to a more contemporary pop country, rock country feel, which is what's popular today.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned the starting line. That is your current album. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the stories that you're going to be telling when people listen to this album?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of elements to it. I mainly took the approach of kind of trips down memory lane, thinking back to when you were young and a teenager and a kid and growing up in a rural, for me it was growing up in the rural Northwest, where I pulled a lot of influences, things like driving to the lake on the weekend and being out on Friday night and just doing a million different things at once, but very simple things like just hanging out with friends or going to diners at 2 a.m. and then driving out to the state line and, sitting on the lake at 2 a.m. with a bonfire, drinking beers and just, contemplating life. So really, there's a lot of songs that touch on those elements of just your home and your friends and the places you grew up and the things that made you happy, because those are the things you carry with you throughout your entire life, no matter how stressed out you get or growing up is hard. There's a lot of challenges and but those are the moments you think back on most fondly, and most people do when you were a teenager or younger and the world was in front of you and you had all your dreams out there. So a lot of the songs try to break on those elements, and then there's also another half of that where we've all gone through troubling relationships from time to time, and the other parts of the songs are kind of emphasizing a tough breakup, because I'd been in a relationship that ended lot of it inspired me to write the album. So there's a lot of songs of struggle and loss and love and connection to people. So maybe that specific somebody that we all have in our lives. So people can really tap into those too, because it's really accessible to everyone, because everyone's been there.
Oh, for sure. It sounds like a very relatable album, lots of relatable stories. I want to talk about How We Roll. You just released a music video for that single. What can fans expect from that?
Yeah, so How We Roll is a really fun song. It kind of embodies on the previous song that I was just talking about, of like, the whole song was written about kind of going to that one town or that place that you love and you know so well, where you have a million friends. There's a million things you want to do every time you go there, whether it's Las Vegas or just flying home to visit friends. And like, it's all about just like going all night, having fun and partying, and doing all the things you love to do in that place. And so for me, I have several cities that I've gone to where I have like things I love to do, friends I meet, and the minute you get off the plane, you're like, they pick you up, you got a beer in your hand, and you're hitting the road. Like, let's go, first place here, second place here, let's go see this person, let's go see that person, let's go eat at this restaurant. And so it's really a very, very fun song, and that's why it's called How We Roll, because it's about when you go to this place, this is what you're doing, and this is what you're all about, and you and your friends. So it's a real fun song. I just released the album last week, and you can check it out on my website or on YouTube as well. So yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
Excellent. Now, you also are working on another music video for your song Redheads. Can you tell us a little bit about that song and what fans can expect from the video?
Yes. So everyone who knows me really well knows that I have an affinity for gingers and redhead girls. I always have. I see them a lot differently than other people see them. So the song Redheads is really kind of a mockery of myself or anyone else who has an obsession with redheads like I do. So people that get it, that like redheads, are going to listen to it and be like, "Yup, that's me. I completely understand." And people that don't are going to listen to it and find it really funny, because if it's not redheads for some people, maybe it's some other niche or fetish for somebody else, right? Like so everyone can relate to it in some ways. But this particular video, because it's so specific, is we're working on a very, very special music video for this one. So there's a lot of work being put into it. We're going to try to launch this as our frontline single, my production company and I. So we're really excited about this one. It's going to be a lot of work. You got to get a lot of redheaded bottles and pick a million locations. It's going to be challenging, but we're really, really excited for this one. And my label and everyone else that are involved in the process really think this is going to be a good first launch for us for a real music video.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to seeing it when that is released. Now, if fans want to connect with you online, check out the Starting Line album, connect with you on social media, where would you like them to go?
Well, obviously, Facebook is a one-stop shop for kind of everything. My Facebook page is Marc Daniels Country. At Facebook, also, I have a website, which under the same name, www.marcdanielscountry.com, and that has links to everything as well, all the Twitter accounts, Instagram, Pinterest, etc., and also Facebook, of course. So, love my artists to reach me that way. Anyone can reach out to me anytime. I'm very responsive. I love hearing from my fans all over the world. I strongly encourage people to go check out their sites. There's links to all the music and all the artwork, and obviously connections to where you get any merchandise or the albums themselves. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, fans, be sure to check out Marc Daniels. Marc, thank you so much for chatting with us. We look forward to catching up with you again, and looking forward to the release of the Redheads video.
Thanks, Patrice, and I really appreciate you taking the time with me today.